In this video, we will talk about note values and rests. Each note tells you not only which note to play on the keys, but also how long to hold that note. The location of the note on the staff tells you which note to play. This is up or down. The note value, or what type of note, tells you how long to hold that note. Let's go over some common note values. This is a whole note. It gets 4 beats. 4 whole notes sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a half note. It gets 2 beats. 4 half notes sound like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And this is a quarter note. A quarter note gets 1 beat. 4 quarter notes sound like this. 1, 1, 1, 1. And finally, this is an eighth note, and 2 eighth notes look like this. An eighth note gets half a beat. So 4 eighth notes sound like this. 1 and 2 and. Now let's draw a chart to help us visualize this. We will start with the whole note. A whole note gets 4 beats. If we divide the whole note in half, we get a half note. A half note gets 2 beats. If we divide the half note in half, we get a quarter note. And a quarter note gets 1 beat. So now we have 4 quarter notes. If we divide the quarter note in half, we get an eighth note. So now we have 8 eighth notes, which get half a beat each. We can keep going and going. If we divide an eighth note in half, we get a 16th note, and then a 32nd note, and then a 64th note, and so on. Now let's clap and count through this chart. We will start with the whole note. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. This chart covers a lot of note values, but there are a few more that we will go over. The dotted notes. When you see a dot by the note, it is the note value plus half of the note value. So a dotted half note is a half note plus half of a half note, or 2 beats plus 1 beat, which equals to 3 beats. That means a dotted half note gets 3 beats. A dotted quarter note is a quarter note plus half of a quarter note, which equals to 1 beat plus half a beat, and is equal to 1.5 beats. That means a dotted quarter note gets 1.5 beats. And a dotted eighth note is an eighth note plus half of an eighth note, which equals to half a beat plus a quarter beat, and is equal to 3/4 of a beat. So a dotted eighth note is equal to 3/4 of a beat. That's it with note values for now. Real quick, let's also go over rests. A rest is a moment of silence. The type of rest tells you how long that silence is. Here is a whole rest. It gets 4 beats. A whole rest looks like a gentleman with the hat off, or a magician's hat. So a whole rest is equal to a whole note. Here is a half rest, and it gets 2 beats. It looks like a gentleman with the hat on. So a half rest is equal to a half note. And here's a quarter rest. It equals to 1 beat and is equal to a quarter note. And here is an eighth rest, and it's equal to half a beat, and it's equal to an eighth note. And here's a 16th rest. It's equal to a quarter beat and a 16th note.